Hello everyone. Previously, we had discussed on the exception handling. Basically, we were done with the this one, what we call oops concepts in Python, right? So today we'll be discussing on the iterators and generators. Basically, this will be in the playlist advanced topics, right? So advanced topics in Python. So let's get into the definition part first. So what are iterators here? Iterators are the objects that can be iterated upon, right? Similar to the lists and tuples, right? So iterators are just the objects that can be iterated upon, like lists and tuples. So then what are generators here? Generators are simple way to create the iterators using functions and yield keyword. So we'll be making use of the yield keyword, right? So they are the simple way to create the iterators using functions and the yield keyword. We'll be making use of the yield keyword, right? So let's move on with the example part. So before getting into the example part, let me tell you certain things here, right? So iterator, any any object with this one double underscore iter double underscore this one parenthesis and next these methods, it remembers its state between the calls. It remembers its state between the calls, right? So we will see this keyword and the this keyword within the iterators, right? So generator, a function that yields values one at a time using the yield keyword. So we'll be making use of the yield keyword within the generator, right? It's memory efficient because it does not store all the values in the memory. Just keep this in mind, right? So these are some of the important things about the iterators as well as the generators. So let's get into the example part here. Let's go with a very simple example, man, right? So first, uh, let me create the simple iterator using the class, right? So I'll just go with a counter class here. So let me go with a class counter. As I've said, we'll be making use of the this one iter keyword. So this one, let me copy this one here. Here it will be def this iter keyword. So as usual, it has to start with a self keyword. So again, I have given here. So this has to be self. I'll just go with the parameters start and end. This is fine. So let me go with self dot this one current. Let me initialize this one to the start and also sorry, again let me come here. Let me give self dot end and let me initialize this one to the end. So this is fine. Next, let me go with one more iterator here. So I'll just go with the same thing here. Let me copy the same thing here. Copy. Let me paste it over here. This is fine. Um, this will be again. Let me pass self. So this is fine. Let me return something. So let's return itself as an iterator. Nothing but let's just return the self here. So I'll just go with a return self, right? So this is fine. It returns itself as an iterator, right? So this is fine, I guess. Simple. Again, one more time, I'll just go with the instead of the iter keyword, let's make use of the next keyword here. So this one, right? So iterator, any object with this keyword and this next methods, right? So we can just make use of two keywords, right? So I'll just go with the next this time. So I'll just pass self here. I'll just pass self here. So here, what I'll do, let's write the simple if condition here. If current is greater than end, then we will stop the iteration, right? So I'll just go with if self dot current. So if it is greater than self dot end, then what we will do, uh, we will, let's go with a raise. This has to be raise, right? Raise, then let's stop the iteration. So I'll just go with a stop iteration. Stop iteration. This was showing in the this one as well, suggestions as well, right? So else, else, let's do one thing. Mm, Let me assign num to current, nothing but self dot current here. and also current. Let me assign the current to 1. Current equals current plus 1. This is fine. And the final one is let's return the number. We have considered number itself, right? Yeah, this one. Let's return the number. So we are done with the code, right? So we are done with the code. Next, let's make use of the simple iterator here. Let's make use of the iterator here. So I'll just come here. For using the iterator, I'll just go with the for loop here. For I and the class counter. So I have given counter itself, right? Yeah, counter. So this is fine. Let's make use of the two numbers from 1 to 4 or 1 to 3. Let me consider from 1 to 3. So let's print I. Sprint I. This is fine. So this is how we make use of the iterator. So this is fine. Next, what shall we do? Let's go with a generator. Let's go with a generator. Nothing but the generator equivalent, right? So I'll just go with here. Just give me a second here. Def. Let me go with the method name count up. So this is fine. Just go with the method count up here. Let me go with two parameters. One is start and the same thing, same example what we have considered here, start and. So we are going with a generator equivalent. So instead of the iterator, we will be making use of the generator, right? So here, let me make use of the while loop. So this will be while. So no need of braces, I think here. Start less than or equal to end. Then let's do one thing. Uh, we have to make use of the yield keyword, right? So accordingly with the this one, accordingly with the definition part we have considered here, a function that yields values one at a time using the yield keyword. Or accordingly with the definition, generators are the simple way to create iterators using the functions and the yield keyword, right? So we have to make use of the yield here. So let me go with yield here. Let me go with start as well, and we'll be going with a start equals start plus 1. We have so here current equals current plus 1. Yeah, start equals start plus 1 I'll give. So let's see how can we make use of the generator. Again, we'll be going with a for loop, right? So I'll just go with a for loop here. For I in count up. So count up is the method name here. So again, I'll give the same here from 1 to 3. So let's print I. Let's print I. So I'll just go with print I, right? So this is fine. Let me leave the space here. Let me press tab here. This is fine. Let me format the document here once so that this looks good. Yeah, don't get error because of the indentation. This is fine. Yeah. Now let's print this one. I'll just go with the Python. So let me copy the file name here. Just give me a second. Yeah, let me paste it over here. .py. We are getting the error. So what happened here? For I in counter is syntax error expected colon where. So yeah, we are making use of the for loop here, right? So we have to go with the colon. So this is fine, man. Let me run this one again. Again, we are getting the error. Again, here also I have to make use of the colon, man. Expected an indented block after the for statement on line 25. Oh yeah. So I had left the space here, right? So yeah. Here as well. Now this has to give the correct output. Let's see. Again, counter takes no arguments where line number 25. Just give me a second here. So yeah, I have done a mistake here. So twice I have given the iter keyword. So this one actually, this one has to be initialization part, right? So I have to go with the keyword init. So instead I have went with iter in a hurry, I think. So this is fine. Let me. So caps lock was on basically. So now this has to work. So that's why we are getting the error. Counter takes no arguments. So we didn't initialize at all. So this one is the initialization part. And yeah, now we have to get the output correct, right? So I think now this has to work. Let's see. Yeah, we are getting the output 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So now we are getting the correct output, right? So here, one thing I want to tell you here is the class based iterator prints from 1 to 3 using the next method. So where we have made use of the next, this one, the line number 16 I'm speaking of, this one, right? So the class based iterator prints numbers 1 to 3 using the next method. And what about the generator? The generator does the same thing, exact same thing that the iterator does, right? So generator does the same thing using the yield keyword. So instead of this one, next, whatever we are, this one, we are going with the iterator, with the this iter keyword, right? So iter. So, and we are making use of the next, making sure that we are performing within the iterator, right? So, and now we are making use of the same thing using the keyword yield within the generator as well, so the generator does the same using the yield keyword, right? So both the methods allow iteration one value at a time, right? So we are getting the same output, right? The iterator prints 1, 2, 3, and the generator also prints 1, 2, 3, right? So both does the same thing. So we are done with the iterators and generators part. Right? So let me summarize whatever we have learned till now. So iterators use classes with next and iter. This one again. Iterators use, what does it use? It use classes with next and iter keyword, right? So generator simplifies this the same thing using the keyword yield. Generator simplifies the same thing using the yield keyword. See here, we have to make use of the next, we have to make use of the iter, and we have to write somewhat large code, right? Somewhat the code is long here when we make use of the iterator. So generators basically simplifies the same thing using the keyword. So this code is small and simple, right? So this is the generator part, right? So generators simplify this using the yield keyword. So basically generators are more concise and more memory efficient rather than the iterators. Just keep this in mind. So we can make use of the generators over iterators, right? Every time we can make use of the generators over iterators. Again, generators are more concise and memory efficient. So we are done with the iterators and generators, right? So next we'll be discussing on the decorators and higher order functions. For now,